So guys, welcome to another gardening video on my channel. Today I'm gonna show you 10 crops that you should be growing in May. It's a new month. It's a new month, new crops. Okay, we're gonna give you some vegetables, we're gonna give you some herbs, and we're also gonna sprinkle in some flowers. Talking about the sprinkling, we're going to also sprinkle in some companion plants. Which crops should you be companionizing with each other? And then we're also going to give you tips on whether you should start them by seed or if you should start them in trays. I hope you enjoy. I hope it's helpful. I hope it gets the month going so greatly. I love you all. Let's do what it gotta. So the first crop we have are beans, and these are broad beans, bush beans, any type of beans. Get your beans in, okay? So you can see how productive the beans are. These do really well in this climate. I would always say that you should start your beans, direct sow them. Don't try and start them in trays. Obviously you can. I've just found more success when you direct sow them. The companion plants that you should keep around the beans are borage, which actually attracts hoverflies, which feed on black fly, which love the beans. Okay, so you want the plants that actually deter the pests that get attracted to the certain plants. Carrots is also a good one to have around the beans, because the beans actually fix the nitrogen for the carrots, and then the carrots loosen up the soil for the beans, so it's a win-win for them. And then another one is a brassica, which is cauliflower, and cauliflower actually attracts beneficial insects and deters the pests that get attracted to the beans. So get your broad beans in, man. Get your beans in. So speaking of the cauliflower as a companion plant, cauliflower is another one that you should be growing in May right now. Okay, you can see that their flowers are rising. Yeah, so as I said, the cauliflower goes really well with the beans, so definitely pairing them up with the beans will help. They just create a nice ecosystem together. They deter the pests and they attract the beneficial ones. Another companion plant for the cauliflower is celery. Celery, they basically use up more water, which actually leaves more nutrients for the cauliflower. So pairing them up will do really well with each other. And then we also have onion. So onion will definitely also, that will keep away all the pests that love to get attracted to the cauliflower, such as aphids. So with the cauliflower, it's up to you whether you want to direct sow them or you would like to start them in trays, right? Because for me, even I just like to direct sow them. If you find more success in using trays, then I would also say you can start them in trays. The cauliflower is not too fussy. So with cauliflower, the thing that you have to be just aware of is that it attracts a lot of aphids. So if you can pair it up with marigold, the onion, as I said, even the beans, things that will try and that will deter the aphids, then you will have a successful yield or harvest with the cauliflower. So the next one is Brussels sprouts, and you can see that there's a little nana growing over here. This one I actually started in trays, and you can see that there's a Brussels. So yeah, this one I started in trays. And Brussels sprouts, I would always I would recommend that you start them in trays before actually direct sowing them. So that Brussels sprouts, these ones take a lot longer as compared to, let's say, the beans, right? These ones take a lot longer to actually till harvest, similar to the cauliflower, which also take a lot longer. So similar to the cauliflower, these also get attracted by aphids, and then aphids, you don't want aphids around your crops. So what you should get is some marigold. Some marigold is always good to keep around the Brussels sprouts, as these always deter the aphids. Okay, these deter the aphids, and they attract also the pollinators. So you'd get some butterflies, some bees as well, while deterring the aphids. Okay. Then another flower that helps with the aphids is nasturtium. It's on the corner there. I hope you can see it. It's behind the marigold. So yeah, the nasturtium does really well also in deterring the aphids. This one actually it's used as a trap, so it will trap the aphids and then it won't go towards the actual Brussels sprouts. So also using them to have some pest control is really good. And then it would only be right if I gave you another vegetable to pair it up with, and that is some spinach. So spinach also really does well with the Brussels sprouts. Pairing them up together, the Brussels sprouts can get really big, so it will actually create some shade for the spinach, which will be good for the health of the spinach. And then the Brussels sprouts, they just love the spinach, so just pair them up together. Okay. Then the next crop, and a staple in everybody's garden, or it should be in everybody's garden, is spinach or Swiss chard. Okay, so this one definitely, guys, again, just like the beans, the more you harvest, the more you get out of it. Okay, so definitely this one staple in the garden for every season. And as I said, this one goes really well with the Brussels sprouts because it creates some nice shade for the spinach, which always does really well in shade or not too hot weather. And then even if you look here, this one, you can see it's literally inside the shade, literally covered by some shade, and it's doing very well. This one I recently planted this one, and the ones that are in the shade, I've seen that they have actually done really a lot better than the ones that are exposed to the sun. So this season it's getting to the colder seasons, so having some spinach would do really well. Then we also have peas. Peas are also a great companion to have with the spinach, as the peas fix the nitrogen for the spinach, and in the early stages the peas can use the spinach as leverage, or something to lean on before you get a actual trellis, before it gets too big. Okay, so these ones actually work really well together. And then the last companion plant would be cabbage. Cabbage and spinach really do well with each other because they also they help each other with pest control, and also with the uptake of nutrients. So definitely pairing them up together will do well for the both of them. Okay, moving right along, we have the kale, guys. And kale, again, another fast growing crop that you should be growing right now in May. This one definitely also with kale is that what's beautiful about kale is that they have different varieties. You don't have to just be stuck with one variety and that's it. These ones, so this is the first time that I'm actually trying this one, and this is called the Vates Blue. You can see the leaves are they're different, and I like the difference. Okay, so definitely getting you some kale. There's other different varieties that you can try, but this one I want to try for the first time. And again, as I said, they are really a fast grower. And also with them, the more you harvest the leaves, the more you get out of them. This one I would also recommend that you direct sow, just like the spinach. You can direct sow them, you can start them in trays. I just prefer to direct sow because they get acclimated easier or quickly or more quicker. So I would rather direct sow, but yeah, it's up to you, whichever one works best for your garden. The companion plants for the kale are beans, which fix the nitrogen for the kale, which creates greener leaves, which creates healthier leaves. So getting some nitrogen fixing plants like the beans or even the peas could help. Then also radish is another one, as they don't compete for the same nutrients, and the kale can be used as shade for the radish as well, so that the soil is not too affected by the sun, and then the radish can grow to its full potential. The next one is coriander or cilantro. These ones actually keep away the pests. Okay, so the pests that like to nibble on the kale, you can get some cilantro or some coriander and just pair it up, and you won't see any pests arise. So the next one we have is onion, and you can see there's a little special place reserved for the onions, because I'm actually gonna start them right now as we are speaking. These are the onion seeds, and we're gonna just plant some. We're gonna start them in trays, because I've tried to direct sow them. They haven't worked when I've direct sown them, so I'm gonna try them in the trays and see if this is a better method. So while we actually do that, I'm gonna tell you the companion plants that go really well with the onion. So I've grabbed a few, I would say a few, and I've poked a hole in the seed trays, and I'm just gonna plant 1 or 2 inside each hole, just so that I can have a successful germination rate. Okay, as you can see, I'm planting a lot more than required. So the companion plants for the onion are marigold as well. Guys, marigold is every gardener's friend. I'm telling you now, get your marigold in. And then we also have brassicas. So this one also does well with the cabbage, the cauliflower, all of the brassica rhiza's, even the Brussels sprouts as well, because it deters the pests for these crops. As I said, most of these crops get attracted by aphids, and the aphids don't like the onion smell, so pairing them up would do so well with each other. And then we also have carrot. So pairing carrots and onions together would also do really well, as the onions they deter the carrot fly, so definitely pairing them up together would do really well. Okay, so yeah, we hopefully will have some onion to come. So the first of the herbs is rocket. So rocket, another one that I see it used a lot in the garden. I mean, in food, actually, not in the garden, but it's a nice one to have in the garden, as well as it also, I've seen that it deters a lot of the pests. For even the cauliflower, I've put it next door to it. So yeah, I've seen that it really does help with pest control. You can also pair this up with some beetroot, also the lettuce, and also if you have some coriander, they also pair each other really nicely. Get them in. These ones also, the more you harvest, the more you get back. Even the rockets I haven't really harvested, but it still seems like it's growing a lot. This one I would also say direct sow. The growing of the rocket doesn't take too long, and it's also easy to actually grow them. They are very they're very easy to grow, a very nice crop to grow, as they low maintenance as well. So definitely pairing them up and getting them into your garden will do wonders. Then the last of the herbs, we have coriander or cilantro. So this one you can pair it up with the nitrogen fixing crops, which are the beans and the peas. They also like to be paired up with each other. Then you also have the cabbage and also the spinach, as it also deters the aphids or the crops or the pests that like to get attracted to these crops. So coriander, cilantro, get that in. Okay, then the flowers, the beautiful flowers. Guys, don't forget about your flowers. Don't forget to get some flowers in your garden. The first one I would say, or even both of them, are indigenous to South Africa, so definitely get them into your garden right now. The first one is African daisy, and then the other one is Namakwa land daisy. Why I always say that you should get some flowers in your garden, and believe me, I wasn't a believer at first, but you have to believe me now, because these attract a lot of the pollinators. They attract the butterflies, the bees. They also deter some of the pests as well. So just creating a nice ecosystem where everything works together is the best thing that you can do for your vegetables. All right, guys, that'll be the end of the video. I'm still hopper rising, guys. I'm still hopper rising, but I wanted to get this out for you guys. I really wanted to get this content out for you. Thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate all the messages, all the speedy recoveries and the love. I really do appreciate it. It really doesn't go unnoticed. So I just want to say thank you so much. And yeah, guys, I'll see you when I see you. I love you guys all. Love, peace, and grow, man. We're almost to winter. We're almost winterized. So get your winter crops in. And these are the ones to get in. I love you guys. Love, peace, grow every single day.